Hello peeps, I have a problem. I can't move my right foot. So today I can't do the YouTube video in the new armchairs with a picture in the background. So please excuse this boring background and accept the flower of hope. Yeah, right. This shade of red and this shape looks pretty much like the flower of hope in my like childhood dream world. So yeah, let's plant some flowers of hope. I tried to apply recently for a job as a content writer, but uh, that idea was actually just based on what people told me in my childhood. Oh, you write so well and you talk so well and stuff. And then it turned out that I actually don't have the slightest idea what a content writer does in what social context. So I got this really good tip from a really good friend who knows me well to practice being a content writer, to um, write up something that I'm interested in and that could actually be of some sort of value for other people every week. And I think doing YouTube videos counts as creating content as well. So I Googled one evening what people with invisible disabilities want you to know. Of course, I've always shared things that I want people to know, but now I wanted to research what of that is common knowledge or shared knowledge. How much of that, what I experience, do other people also publish, know, acknowledge? And interestingly, one article was directly about cerebral palsy, which I wouldn't have thought would come up in this context because um, the most expressions of cerebral palsy are quite visible. Like I walk with a very rocking gait, and when I don't consciously think about my hand, it's up here. And like a relative at some point made a photo of took a photo of me, which I found actually a really unfavorable photo where you really saw like all of the wrong jaw positions and all of this hand position. And I mean, like now on camera it looks cute because this is an angle that I'm content with, but like this person took me by surprise and uh, took me up in an angle that I was not content with and said, well, this is such a cute photo and I want to keep this photo because this is such a typical gesture of yours. Shout out to all random photographers. Some photos can be really hurtful if they don't show like a particular understanding. Like, of course, this person had an understanding that I moved this way, but actually I don't want to be noticed for this type of movement. I want to be noticed for what I can bring to a person's conversational world. And I want to give people input. And let's say if you have an idea how to take a photo that symbolizes input, please bring it on. But okay. This person who wrote about cerebral palsy, I don't even remember this person's name. Sort of like in the saying in high school, people will forget your name, people will forget what you do, people will forget where you live, but they will never forget how you made them feel. So actually, this person gratefully made me not feel alone because, like, to me, it was always conveyed that I either never walk or that I would, like, stop walking in old age. And actually, now public space is the public space of the internet. Obviously starts to take notice of all the things in between, because a person wrote something of the type, I have cerebral palsy and I need to do planning whenever I go out. Like when I was in my 20s, me, of course, I didn't do any planning. I was just here and there, and like people gave me nicknames referring to this traveling habit. But the older I get, yeah, and I thought I was kind of alone with this planning. But yeah, I'm not, because another person obviously wrote an article that they have to determine, like, according to what shape they're in that day, or the day before, what kind of orthopedical equipment they're gonna bring, what kind of painkillers. Oh, I'm so glad that I'm not alone about the painkillers. That was a really important thing, because I felt really alien, because let's say I started needing those babies like some 10 years ago, and let's say I don't want to overdo them, because the body can get sort of used to them. But yeah, painkillers in small doses and people in small doses, because sensory overload makes the walking worse. And okay, now when I'm listening to myself, the lines, what's my sayings and what's this person's writing, appear kind of fluent, but we were obviously in the same boat. And I'm proud of planning my stuff. And the person also mentioned that their friends help them plan their stuff. So shout out to my friends. Thank you for planning with me, and for telling me such things like you overestimate yourself, like you can't visit Jim in the one village and John in the next village, and then me in this village, like on the same day. That just doesn't work. So thanks, friends, for keeping me on the ground. And like through this article with the cerebral palsy, I found other articles and a whole community which made a film project about, like, various invisible health issues. And for instance, like how someone who could not leave the house due to severe allergies found a way of working from home by discovering talents, by, like, just being more conscious of what they could do and what they needed. Of course, life is not easy by miracle now, but like now I have a better idea of what kind of jobs people do, or how they keep themselves entertained, especially if they don't have a job, or if they need to stay in the hospital for a longer time. So now I have more community. Now I can show those articles to people who tell me stuff like, oh, you're making this app, and like, don't behave like this. And it's a little bit tricky, because people can't look inside my head, and of course people see how bad the curvature of my foot is today, maybe. But many people actually tell me, like, you're so strong, you're so hardworking. Yeah, and like, let's say when they see me making an effort to carry a plate from A to B, they don't really pay attention to my foot's curvature and to like the sensory overload that comes from like an echo in this room, 5 different people talking, 5 different people maybe talking about something where I'm interested in the point of the one person and strongly disagree with the point of the other person, because this is like, look, bird, and then okay, yeah, as I'm telling this, this cramp was real and I have the same cramp in the foot. So but that doesn't mean we have to isolate me from all the happenings now. We just have to kind of dosage the happenings. And of course I have to kind of go out with my cap, and I have these self-darkening glasses, and I really enjoyed listening to this audio book, Atomic Habits, the other day, because that pointed out that like the most important things are not the goals, but the journey there. And like a football game is won by goals, but there are so many people who make ways for the goals by passing the ball and by blocking and by like doing all the work before the big things happen, and everybody goes like, yeah, but most people don't go like, yeah, and goal for the passers. So here's a shout out to my passers, like people who make my life work. And okay, now I'm actually looking for Harry Hound, because he is also like a really faithful companion in making my small things work. So let's keep building a strong community. Write to me what's important in your life that people don't necessarily see. Please be respectful in the comments, and let's discuss this. Let's do artwork and articles that other people would actually see and would actually be interested in, where we find things that we have in common. I was kind of fascinated that a person in this set of articles that I found wrote about Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is like a condition of the connective tissue. That is often like appearing together with autism, by the way, and I was kind of always strongly claiming that I don't have it, but I have a thing in common with this person with Ehlers-Danlos. Like we stand better when we have foot braces on, because if the like internal mechanism of holding the foot together doesn't work that nicely anymore, then, well, you need an exoskeleton. And I'm still finding the exoskeleton for me that works on a longer term. Like some shoes and ankle boots work for obviously both me and this person. Like at a trade fair, I once tried a like an ankle brace that was made out of leather that you could like tie like a shoe, and it was really soft leather. But I didn't find this type of brace anymore. So I think that was just one demonstration specimen that was going out of stock. So I was very sorry to not get this anywhere, but I'm not giving up. So yeah, I'll see you soon, and I'm looking forward to a community event and a good discussion. Bye bye.